From Tabloidtv Broadcasting Services in Lagos, Nigeria. Good afternoon. My name is Adimlola Oluwaseun.
And I am Olutomole Tolulope.
From our television studio, we mark the very beginning of a news program, News at Noon. From the country's leading television studio, thanks to Nigeria and thanks to you all, our viewers. Because of you, our journey of humble beginning has become a mission of the possible. And this is just the latest of those possibilities.
This is a phase in which we strive to reach for the highest global standards of practice, even as we continue to set the pace here at our studio. It's not just about a news launch today, it is a phase of journalistic renewal, and you can trust us to bring you latest news right here at Tabloid TV.
Now, a news headline for today. Vice President Yemi Osinbajo commissions Transcorp's AFAM 240 megawatts 3 fast power turbines.
Buhari, Tinubu congratulates Adeleke.
Messi's father denies €522 million contract with Al Hilal. Now the news in full. Vice President Yemi Osinbajo commissions Transcorp AFAM 240 megawatts 3 fast power turbines. The Vice President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Professor Yemi Osinbajo, on Tuesday commissioned TransAfam Power, a subsidiary of Transnational Corporation PLC, 240 megawatts, AFAM 3 fast power plants in Afam, River State. With an already existing power plant residing in Afam, this brings the cumulative generating capacity of the plant to 1,000 megawatts.
The commissioning of AFAM 3 fast power plants came on the heel of the presentation of the discharge certificate to Transcorp Power Limited by the Vice President and Chairman of the National Council on Privatization (NCP) in a ceremony held at the Presidential Villa, Abuja on Monday, following the fulfillment of all privatization conditions set by Bureau for Public Enterprise (BPE).
Speaking during the commissioning, the Vice President lauded the Chairman of Transcorp Group, Tony Elumelu, and the entire Transcorp team for yet another power sector investment. AFAM 3 Fast Power is an important part of the evolving story of Nigeria's aspiration to bring electricity to millions in their homes, factories, and businesses that provide their livelihoods. It brings into view the importance of private capital in building up capacity along the power value chain, the Vice President said.
Speaking further, Professor Osinbajo said a major weakness of our privatization process has been inadequacy of private investment and new cash injections. But the tide is turning with indigenous power and private investors such as Transcorp Power and Health Holding making significant investments such as the 100% acquisition of the 966 megawatts installed capacity in AFAM PLC and AFAM 3 Fast Power Limited, jointly referred to as AFAM Genco. In his remark, the Minister of Power, Engineer Abubakar Aliyu, applauded Transcorp Group for its positive contributions to improving electricity generation in Nigeria.
What we are celebrating today is an exemplar of the best of public-private partnerships. This collaboration has ensured that we are commissioning AFAM 3 Fast Power today with a capacity to inject an additional 240 megawatts of electricity into the national grid.
At full capacity, it will no doubt provide about 40% of our generated energy today. This is commendable and will certainly improve electricity supply to the nation along with growth of our economy and gross domestic product (GDP), Engineer Abubakar said.
The chairman of Transcorp Group, Mr. Tony Elumelu, during the ceremony said that we all know the importance of power in Nigeria. We all experience the consequences of our power deficit. The implications for our people, our businesses, our schools, hospitals, and institutions, and national destiny. Transcorp Group is a key player in the power sector. We recognize power is the single most critical factor to lifting our people out of poverty and enabling job creation.
Therefore, I am so proud today that we have been able to bring together so many key stakeholders. He concluded his speech with the commitment to continue to do well and do good. We will not rest until we know every Nigerian has access to the power and to the fruit of that power, which we know can transform our country.
We are fulfilling our promises to the government and demonstrating Transcorp's purpose of improving lives and transforming Africa. The Director General of the Bureau of Public Enterprises, Alex Oko, highlighted the importance of projects such as these in improving access to electricity in Nigeria. He said Afam 3 Fast Power combined with the adjoining Afam Power PLC will in the next few years add 1,000 megawatts of electricity to the national grid.
And this will go a long way towards reducing the current power deficit while enhancing access to electricity for millions of private and corporate Nigerians, creating jobs and ensuring the socio-economic development and well-being of the nation.
The successful commissioning of the Afam 3 Fast Power turbines is a testament to the Transcorp Group's commitment to providing reliable and sustainable power to Nigerians. The commissioning took place shortly after the second anniversary of Afam Power's operational takeover of the Afam Power assets.
Transcorp Group remains at the forefront of driving Nigeria's economic revitalization through its power investment in Ugeli, hospitality through Transcorp Hotels, and now TransAfam.
TransAfam Power Limited is one of the power subsidiaries of Transcorp Group and the core investor in Afam Genco. Comprising Afam Power PLC and Afam 3 Power Limited, the Afam Genco power plant is located at Okoloma Village in Oyigbo local government area of Rivers State, with a total installed capacity of 966 Transnational Corporation PLC. Transcorp Group is a publicly quoted conglomerate with a diversified shareholder base of approximately 300,000. Our portfolio comprises strategic investments in the power, hospitality, and oil and gas sectors. Our business include Transcorp Hilton, Abuja Transcorp Hotels Calabar, Transcorp Power, TransAfam Power, and Transcorp Energy. And that is all we have on Transcorp 18 today.
And to the next news, Buhari Tinubu congratulates Adeleke. President-elect Asiwaju Bola Tinubu has congratulated Osun State Governor Ademola Adeleke for his victory at the Supreme Court, urging him to move quickly to unite the states.
The president-elect said everyone must respect the Supreme Court's judgment, being the final court in the land, giving its verdict on the Osun State governorship election.
Tinubu also praised the immediate past governor Alhaji Adegboyega Oyetola for discharging himself creditably during the first term. A statement yesterday by his media office reads, "I congratulate Mr. Ademola Adeleke on his declaration by the Supreme Court as winner of the Osun State governorship. The apex court has spoken and all of us must obey. It is the right thing to do for democracy and rule of law to thrive."
I must also commend the immediate past governor Alhaji Adegboyega Oyetola for exercising his democratic rights as the constitution allows him to do. Governor Oyetola discharged himself and creditably in office. He lost the office but did not lose his integrity and reputation as the governor who brought efficiency, transparency, and accountability to the business of governance.
Now that the election matter has been brought to a close, I urge Governor Adeleke to settle down to work and continue from where the former governor left it. He should move on to unite the states. I also urge all the people to work for peace and progress in the states.
The Supreme Court yesterday upheld the election of Adeleke of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, as the winner of the July 16, 2022 governorship election in Osun State. A five-man panel led by Justice John Okoro unanimously held that former Governor Adegboyega Oyetola and his party, the All Progressive Congress (APC), who were petitioners at the tribunal, failed to lead relevant evidence in support of their case. Justice Emmanuel Ajim, in the lead government, held that the evidence relied on by the appellants, Oyetola and APC, were insufficient to ground their case. The Apex Court also affirmed the March 25th judgment of the Appeal Court in Abuja, which upheld Adeleke's victory.
The Appeal Court has set aside an earlier judgment by the tribunal, which held in favor of Oyetola and sacked Adeleke. Justice Agim held that since grounds 2 and 3 of the appellant's petition was about non-improper accreditation and overvoting, they ought to tender primary evidence and not the third-hand evidence they relied on in the form of the report of INEC back-end server or database.
He added, since the BVAS was the sole foundation and focal points of the appellant's case, it was imperative they produce the BVAS from the 744 polling units or the certified true copy (CTC) of the content of the BVAS in the evidence and show that the record there is an established non-accreditation, improper accreditation of voters, and overvoting in the 744 polling units. Now, on to our sport news. Messi's father denies €522 million contract with Al Hilal. Lionel Messi's father has shut down claims that his son has agreed to leave Paris Saint-Germain this summer and sign a big money deal with a Saudi Arabia club. Messi's father, George, released a statement after reports earlier in the day said that the forward would sign a massive contract worth 522 million euros at Saudi Arabia Al Hilal. George took to social media to say there is absolutely nothing with any club for next year. The decision will be made before Lionel Messi finish the league with PSG. Once the season is over, it will be time to analyze and see what is there and then make a decision. There are always rumors and many use the name of Lionel to gain notoriety, but the truth is only one. And we can ensure that there is nothing with anyone, neither verbal nor signed, nor agreed, and there will not be until the end of the season. It seems to me a lack of respect towards the media where they respond that there are those who consciously and deliberately deceive without providing any proof of their claim and wanting to turn any malicious rumor into news or that is directed by somebody in favor of their interest. They would have to explain why they don't contrast the information. They don't want a truth to ruin their news. George released the statement after a Saudi source told AFP that the 35-year-old will be playing in Saudi Arabia next season and that the move was a done deal. However, Messi's entourage told Get Football News France that no agreement has been reached with the Saudi outfit, and George has now shut down the claims entirely. Meanwhile, Paris Saint-Germain refused to comment on a deal with the Saudi side and simply reiterated the fact Messi's contract lasts until June 30th this summer. This is all we have on News at Noon for today. Before we go, here are the headlines once again. Vice President Yemi Osinbajo commissions Transcorp AFAM 240 megawatt 3 fast power turbines. Buhari Tinubu congratulates Adeleke of Osun State. Messi's father denies 522 million euro contract with Al Hilal. Once again, I remain your humble host, Ademilola Oluwaseun, and this is Tabloid TV. Please do not forget to follow us on all our social media handles. We've got a Facebook at Tabloid TV, the YouTube at Tabloid TV, the Twitter at Tabloid TV Online. Thank you very much. Have a great day.